Hello friends, my name is Torin and welcome to Wellbeing Café. Thank you for joining for day 7 of our Learn 2026 journey.
This is Learn as in our life movement model, standing for Learn, Integrate, Flow, and Explore. Our Learn journey focuses on setting proper anatomical foundations for healthy, functional movement patterns and poses, with more beginner-friendly options and less repetitions. Today's class is focused on flexibility, one of the 5 pillars in our balanced body journey. Every flexibility practice uses Yin Yoga, a passive practice which targets deep connective tissues by holding poses for extended periods of time. Awareness and self-regulation are essential to finding the unique balance needs of your body. By taking this class, you take on all liability of injury, and we really don't want you to get injured, so please adjust for what your body needs today.
For today's practice, we're in beautiful Ouray, Colorado, focused on flexibility and more specifically, flexibility in the hips. You will need 2 yoga blocks or some sort of other props that can give you some firm support like books, or alternatively a pillow or bolster. And I would also recommend a blanket for some additional support. Thank you so much for joining. For today's practice, we will begin in butterfly pose, with the knees out wide and the insides of the feet touching. I would recommend placing a block underneath your hips or a pillow to provide some additional lift. And if your knees tend to go very wide, if you have very open hips, it may help to have blocks underneath the outsides of your calves and upper thighs to provide some additional support. Before fully settling into the pose, adjust the distance between your heels and your hips to find the spot that feels comfortable for your hips as a starting place. Stack your shoulders over your hips and lengthen the crown of your head forwards. As you inhale, feel length in the spine. As you exhale, deepen into the hips. The spine can remain lifted or round further forwards to really deepen into the position. As you settle with every breath, release further into this moment and notice how you feel. What do you notice in your hips? What do you notice in your spine? 2 more breaths to connect to your body. When ready, slowly support your knees back to center. Remove the prop from underneath your hips and take windshield wipers or other counter movements. Straighten through the legs and shake them out. Notice how your legs feel. Any echoing sensations. Readjust your body so your legs are out in front of you if they were not. And find a deep bend in your knees. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward with the option to bring blocks underneath the chest to bridge the gap between the chest and the thighs. A pillow or blanket could come here instead to support you and allow you to fully release into caterpillar pose. We will hold here for 1.5 minutes. Shift the glutes further back, wiggle around to find the spot that really feels best to your body. Looking for an area of deep sensation, a space of deep relaxation, and the edge of your comfort. This may take a few tries. It may take some messing with your props to really find what will support you the most, while deepening your sensation in the hamstrings or the calves, wherever it is you feel this pose, and wherever it is you would like to feel it. Notice your breath along your spine, breathing from the hips to the back of the neck, and from the back of the neck to the hips. Allow this progression of movement with the breath to deepen you further into the sensation with your hamstrings. One more breath. Slowly stack your spine with the option to place your hands behind you on blocks or the ground and take seated cat-cows, finding expansion and release, your spinal flexion and spinal extension. Slowly bend to your knees and take windshield wipers, the hands behind you in any way that is supportive. Slow and controlled, moving in a more active and dynamic way to release some tension before we hold in deer pose on the right side. A prop can be placed underneath your back glute if there is a lot of space between your hip and the earth. And another prop can be used to fold onto out in front of your right shin. As you settle into the pose, about 90 degree bends or less in the knees. Check in that your feet feel okay, that your ankles feel okay, that they're not sickling and in a weird form which could cause long-term stress on the body. Know that reclined figure 4 is also an option, something I will show in the top corner of this practice. We will remain in this pose for 1.5 minutes. Readjust the placement of your upper body to find the deepest level of sensation that is available in your front hip or in your back hip, as this position can work on internal rotation of the hip or external rotation, our hip abductors and adductors. It's a wonderful position to target imbalances in the hips. Check in with your hips. Are there any adjustments or changes that are needed? One more breath. Take your journey back to center and find counter movement, any intuitive movements that your body is asking for. These could of course be inspired by what I am doing, such as these seated cat-cows. Though know what matters most is you move in the way your body is asking. But know what matters most is you move in the way that your body is asking for. And this could also be stillness. Another option of movement is no movement at all. As you're ready, come to side 2. Readjust your legs, use props under your glutes or in front of you. And settle into the pose on this side, taking your time to find the position in your body. Use your breath to deepen in. And once again, we'll remain here for 1.5 minutes. Every one of us is unique, and the needs and histories of our bodies are unique. So this position will look different in my body than in yours. It'll look different in any person's body that you come across. And what matters most is the sensation of the form. Though it may look something different, we may or may not feel something similar, dependent upon, again, the histories of our bodies. So just acknowledge and notice for yourself, where do you feel this? In what part of your hips or your back? And if you make micro adjustments with your upper body or your legs, how does that change the sensation? One more breath. Journey out of the pose and into counter movement once again. Slow and controlled. Maybe you shake out the legs. Or take seated cat-cows. From here, we will move into a back bend of choice with two primary options. Option one is a seated cow, using props to bring the earth to you, such as blocks or a bolster. Find a wrist placement that's comfortable and open up through your chest. Raise your gaze as high as feels comfortable. If this feels good, stay here, or alternatively, come down to your back for a supported bridge pose. Prepare your block somewhere nearby. Bring the feet hips width distance apart and check that the fingertips can grace your heels. As you inhale, push your lower back into the earth. Exhale, push through your feet and lift through your upper legs and hips. Place the block at the base of your spine and adjust it until it feels comfortable. We will hold this position for 1.5 minutes. The block can be on the lowest setting, or you can bring it to a higher setting if that's what your back needs. If you have more space, more spinal extension, you could always use a pillow or blanket here instead, which may feel more supportive or allow you to have an even softer amount of extension. Wherever you're at, similar to our caterpillar pose, breathe across your spine, from the base of the spine to the base of the neck, and from the neck down to the base of the spine. With every breath, feel yourself release further, releasing into the support beneath you. Regardless of where you are, in what position, stay connected to your breath and let your breath be the anchor that holds you steady and keeps you connected to your body. One more breath. Push into your feet and slowly lift the hips just enough to remove your prop. And come down to your back. If you're in a seated cow position, round forwards into spinal flexion. And from either position, take counter movements or choose stillness to notice what your body is telling you, to listen to what your body has to say. And let that voice be the guide that helps you find balance. Use the next few moments to settle into your final resting pose of choice, maybe seated or in a reclined butterfly supported by your blocks or other props. And while you move into this position, I would just like to say thank you so much for joining for day 7 of our 2026 Learn Journey. If you enjoyed today's practice and are not yet subscribed to the channel, Julia and I would love to have you as part of our community. If you are staying for our moment of mindfulness, I will guide you there now. And if not, take care with wherever your day brings you next. Take a few more moments to readjust your final pose so that it's a place of comfort and ease, not looking for an edge, just something that feels good. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And notice the rise and fall of your chest. Allow every exhalation to release you deeper into the support beneath you. Notice where your body touches the floor. Shift awareness from these points to the tops of your hips. Hands can stay as they are or move to the top of your hips to help you find that place. Shift awareness to the outside of the hip, the outer glute, into the inner hip. Move awareness to the entirety of the hips and notice how they feel in this moment. Just acknowledging any sensations. Let go of this observation and take one breath in. As you exhale, let go of everything and allow yourself to just be. Please stay here as long as serves you. Thank you for joining, and may wherever your day takes you next be someplace beautiful. Take care, friend, and we'll see you soon.